Hi there and welcome back to Tamaracade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game for this thing, the Sega Game Gear. You know, the handheld released by Sega to compete with the Nintendo Game Boy? It ate through batteries, but it did have a backlit colour screen, which isn't something we'd see from Nintendo until many years later with the Game Boy Advance SP. So, let's have a go then! Back in 1987, the mighty Sega released Shinobi into the arcades. In this game you play as the ninja Joe Musashi on a mission to save hostages and take down an evil terrorist organisation. This game was a coin-op smash hit, and a year later it made its way over to the Sega Master System. The Master System game is a very good port, and the addition of a life bar over the one-hit deaths was a very welcome change. But this isn't the game that we'll be looking at today, instead we're going to be taking a look at the Game Gear game.
Get portable. Get a Game Gear Supersonic Sports Pack. A colored portable Game Gear.
You will often hear people refer to the Game Gear as just a portable Master System. Due to this, you would be forgiven for presuming that the Game Gear Shinobi would be the same as the Master System game. After all, that is true for many titles, so you might want to pass up the Game Gear game in favour of the one that you can play on your big telly. It may then come as a bit of a surprise to find out that despite having the same title, these two games are completely different. This game was first released in 1991 and was called the GG Shinobi in Japan. They probably removed the GG part over here so people wouldn't think the game was about a ninja horse. Although personally, I'd love a game about a ninja horse. It'd be brilliant! You still have to defeat an evil terrorist organisation, but the only hostages you need to save are your four colourful friends who have been captured and brainwashed. Pink, yellow, blue and green. You start the game only with the red ninja, good old Joe Musashi himself. He only has a sword this time, no shurikens like he did in previous games. But he can use ninja magic to destroy certain blocks that get in your way. After you defeat the boss in the first 4 levels, you gain one of your ninja allies, all with their own unique weapons and abilities. You can switch between the characters on the fly to use their unique skills to get past whatever obstacles get in your way. Pink can jump a little higher than the red ninja and can even walk along the underside of platforms. These skills help you reach areas inaccessible to red. Pink doesn't use a sword, preferring to chuck bombs at his enemies instead. The bomb is mightier than the sword, and I found that I use Pink more than any of the other characters. Pink has his own ninjutsu magic, a dazzling flash of light that stuns enemies and brightens up some darkened rooms. Yellow is the Jesus Ninja. He can walk on water, and this guy is such a badass that he doesn't even need a weapon, he just fires Goku blasts to kill his enemies. He can also charge up for a stronger Hadouken. If things start to get a bit tough, don't worry, because Yellow's ninjutsu magic grants temporary invincibility. The blue ninja has a grappling hook and can swing from certain objects. His weapon may not seem that impressive, but his ninjutsu magic more than makes up for it. He whips up a tornado and can freely fly around the stage for a short time. The final of your chromatic companions is the green ninja. He plays very similar to Joe Musashi from the Revenge of Shinobi game. He throws shurikens and can perform a double jump. These two skills can then be combined to throw a flurry of shurikens. Much like Mega Man, you can choose the order that you face the initial stages in. I recommend with starting with the highway level. This starts on a busy motorway and you're jumping from cars and lorries, fighting shooting men, exploding men and Vega wannabes. While this is happening, none of the drivers seem to care and just keep driving on like ninjas. Fighting on the roof of your car is just the most normal thing in the world. Once you get off the road, you climb up a building and can find your first health upgrade. There's one of these in each level, and some of them can only be accessed using the abilities of certain ninjas. Due to this, if you face the levels in the wrong order, you might risk missing out on these upgrades. The boss is a helicopter that you fight on top of a flying jumbo jet while these guys blow up all around you. A level involving an airliner and suicide bombers does seem a bit dodgy nowadays, but I suppose they weren't messing around when they said that these guys were terrorists. Once you beat the chopper, you rescue the pink ninja, and you just jump off the plane and inexplicably survive. Next I would suggest the Harbour Stage, the first part of which is fairly simple. Then you reach the seizure ship. Luckily, this section is really short, so your eyes probably won't implode. Just keep going right until you get to the door, then maybe take some strong painkillers and enter the ship. At the end of this section, you fight the boss who's piloting a big robot, so just dodge your fists and throw bombs at his face. Once you beat him, surprise surprise, the yellow ninja joins your squad. In the valley stage, it can be a bit tricky to avoid falling in the river of instant death. Unless you have the yellow ninja, then you can just stroll across with no issues. The following cave section can get a bit tedious and these grenade guys are a bit annoying. After the cave, you appear at a waterfall where you fight the blue ninja. This guy is incredibly easy if you have the yellow or pink ninjas. The Woodland Sage is a fair bit harder than the other 3 stages. These Sawblade guides will eat through your health, so you'll want some of those health upgrades before you dare enter the woods. After this section, you ascend a pagoda where at the top, you'll meet a boss, a big face that can turn to 3 smaller ninjas. This guy is no trouble at all and you'll learn his pattern in about 10 seconds. And now, with the gang back together, the Super Rainbow Ninja Squad must enter Neo City to take down those pesky terrorists once and for all. This level is huge and you'll need the skills of every ninja to get through it. The background colours of the rooms often hint as to which ninja you should use to get through each room. Clones of the previous bosses will show up here, but they aren't very tough now that you have all the ninjas. The final boss is a 2-parter, starting off with the ninja who uses skills from everyone in your party. The speed of this guy makes him quite tricky, but you'll get there after a few tries. The second part is a big robot thing. The hardest part of this boss is the fact that you're probably almost dead when you get here. If you have a ninjutsu and a spare life, then you can use Green's power to sacrifice a life and then gain full health. Only Red Sword can actually damage this guy and you have to hit him in the face. Beat him and you've saved the day. In summary, this is an excellent game for Sega's handheld. I would definitely recommend playing this. If you're a fan of the other games in the series, then this will not disappoint. I love this game. I feel the Game Gear is an often overlooked console, which is such a shame as it has some brilliant games just like this one. The soundtrack is incredible too, which comes as no surprise as it was composed by the legendary Yuzo Koshiro. This game is fairly cheap nowadays and you can get a box complete copy for about a tenner. This game is also available on the Nintendo 3DS eShop, which is very nice as Game Gear screens don't age too well. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please share, like, subscribe and comment. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook if you like. So see you again soon. Bye!